How would you do 3 times? How would you do 3 times 3? That would be written as 3 what? How many 3's do you see? How about 4 times 4? How many 4's do you see? 2. So it's 2, okay? So this is going to be x squared. We're just going to use these algebra tiles to help us collect similar terms. Okay, Keaton? Keaton, you need to sit over here where you can see a little bit better. Is that okay? Okay. Now these are positive. And these are going to be negatives. So the red is going to be a negative. So it's negative 1. That's negative x. And that's negative x squared. So I have algebra tiles here somewhere. I just had them. There it is. And that's what we're going to be using because we want to add up things that are alike. Is everybody okay with that? Well, how we're going to define these things? And I should have some in here. We may have to share a little bit. And they're going to be, well, those are blue. Let's take the red as negative. Okay. I think this is all I got, too. Not sure. I guess that one's complete. And Evan, you're going to have to sit over here so you can share because I don't think I have another one. You may not need the tiles. You may understand what to do. I've got some other things in here, but they're just kind of laying around. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try to represent this 3x squared and 2x and 6 plus x squared plus 3x. So we do a lot of this in algebra where we want to add things that are alike. And I know you look at an x and x squared and you say, well, those are alike, but they're not. They're different. It's like having my cell phone, which I have an iPhone, but it's different. The original one was a 3. I had a 3S. Then came out the 4. This is a 4S. They all look alike, but they are different. So if I were counting up iPhones in this room or in any place, I would group them by what kind they are. Well, this is different than a 3S. I have Siri. I can ask Siri questions. I can ask Siri math questions. Did you know that? And Siri will answer them. Well, she puts you to a website. It's Wolfram Alpha. And by the way, there is an app, always an app for everything. There is an algebra app on iPhones, and I believe there's one on the Android. So if you have an iPhone or an Android, you can get an app that does a lot of this algebra. We'll help you with it. Okay, so we're going to use these algebra tiles. I have an infinite cloner, I'm pretty sure of that. And I want 3 of the x squareds. So if you want to use my smartboard to do this, I want 3 of those. I want 2 of the x's. And then I want 6 of the 1's. Okay. That's a lot of 1's, isn't it? Well, you're just going to watch it for a second. You may not have enough tiles to do some of these problems, honestly. And then, no. No, he's done. Okay, so what I did was I did these, oh, that's not going to show. I did these guys. And then what are we going to do? We are going to add another x squared. What this does is it helps you see the difference. Because I know that some of you will look at this and just say, oh, x squared, x is, it's confusing. So I'm going to add in another x squared. I'm going to put that over by the x squareds. And I'm going to add in another 3x. And it's tougher. So we got 1, 2, 3. It's tougher when you get to negatives. And so altogether, how many x squareds do I have? Count them. How many x squared? I'll move back over here. How many of those do we have? 4. I got 4x squared plus, can't add those to x's. How many x's do I have? 2, 3, 4, 5 x's, right? You see that? Plus 5x plus, and how many ones? Oh, I guess that's right. How many ones? 6. So just using it as a tool to add these things together. I mean, to me, if I just didn't know what that was, I'd be looking at that going, oh, there's a lot of x's there, aren't there? Pardon? Next. Oh, I'm sorry. So, using my tiles, maybe somebody wants to come up here and do this. Put up 4 x's. The negatives will be trickier. Do I have negatives on this page? Oh, I made another cloning one, I think, because it was too far away. You ready? Now, I just look at it. When I do this, I go, well, which ones are the same? 4x is the same as 3x. And I add them up. Before we leave this unit, though, I'm going to show you why you add them. Okay, ready? How many x's do I want here? I'll steal from above. 4, right? 4 x's, 5 ones. I slide it a little bit. 3, 4, 5. And then I'm going to add an x squared. Here's an x squared. And now, that's just the first 3. See that? Now I'm going to get to the next one. How many more x squareds am I going to add? How many x squareds do I have to add? How many? What's that say? 2. So I'll put 2 more x squareds with my x squared. 1, 2. Then how many x's do I need? All right, how many x's for this one? 3, right? So I have to go up here and get 3. I got 1 here. 1. I gotta steal from my infinite cloner. 2, 3. Let me move it. Whoops. Like I said, when they're all positive, it's not too bad. Okay, and then I need to add another single 1. There's 1 here. Okay. Now I always start with the biggest exponent, which is the x squared. How many x squareds do we have now? How many do you have? 1, 2, 3. Adam, how many you got? I got 3 of those x squareds. You ever see that? How many x's? Just count them. Corey, how many x's do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many single ones do I have? Oh, if I can see it. 3x squared, that's not much better, plus 7x plus how many ones? 6. That's not much better. Okay? Okay, now it gets hard. Now it gets hard. Now, could you have just added, taken the x squareds and added them up? And some of you will forget that if you see an x squared there's 1 there. So you got to, put the 1 in if you need to. Okay. Now it's tough. Andrew, what am I going to do for the first one? It says 2x squared. I want 2 of the what? Which ones? The big ones, right? 2 of these. And I want 2 of the x's. Those are the yellow ones. And now I'm going to do 2 negatives. Okay, keep 2 negatives. I'm going to take the red ones because those were the negatives. You guys with me? See what I've done? I've done this one, and this one. And you might have to put a check mark because even I get lost sometimes on these and keeping track. Then what am I going to put in? Negative 3x's. What color do I want? I want negatives. Which ones are negatives? The red ones, right? I want 3 of those. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I got this one. Oh, I don't think you'll see the blue. And then I want a minus x squared, so I need one of these big red ones. What else do I have? And a plus x. So it's one of these. Okay. And because these are opposites, what happens when you add an x squared and a minus x squared? What happens when you add those? Let's see, wrong one. What happens when you add these guys? You get what? I'm going to give you an x squared, and I'm going to take it away. How many x squareds are you going to have left? They gave you 1, and I'm going to take it away. How many do you have left? None. These cancel each other out. You shouldn't be tired. It's a 3-day weekend. I still have one of those left. That's right, x squared. What happens to the x's? What happens to these guys? They cancel each other out, don't they? Done. No x's, so we don't even write it down. And then what's still left? 2 negative 1s is a negative. Negative what? No, these are 1s. Negative 1 and a negative 1 is a negative. We're going down to that territory pretty soon. Snow is coming on Wednesday. Not here, though, south of us. I know, it doesn't fair, does it? Okay. Can I slide this? Okay. Who would like to come up here and try this? Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Who wants to try that? Even I get confused when I look at this. I'm going to be honest with you. That's a lot of negative signs there. It's okay when they're positives, but when they're negatives, I got a problem. So, if you don't want to come up, tell me what you do. Andrew. Andrew. How many x's? Which x's do I want here? Because what we're going to get in algebra is you're going to get a lot of stuff like this, and we have to add them. I want a negative 2x, so I want the negatives, and how many do I want? Corey, how many do I want? Negative 2x. I want 2 of them, right? Okay. How about minus 5? How do I do that one? Adine, how do I do minus 5? I have to take 5 of the negatives. You guys are playing with your toys, but not in the right way. We need to be working on this. That's what that means. I have 5 negatives. And then what? Plus 3x. What color do I want now? Let's see, what color do I want? Yellow or red? I'm doing this one. Oopsies. I'm doing this guy. Plus 3x's. Think of these as boxes. I'm counting them up. This is the x, the plain old x. I got 3 of those, right? I haven't done much yet. And then what? Adam, you know what it's next? Minus 1. What color do I want? Red or yellow? Red. And I want the 1. I'll put it over here with this one because it's easier. That's what we call combining similar terms. Ms. Little calls it collecting like terms. I don't care. Same thing. Now what do I need? Keaton, what do I need now? A red or a yellow? Plus x squared. And I need how many? How many do you see here? It doesn't have the number, but I see how many. 1. That's right. Math is logical. Josh, what do I need next? Minus 2x squared. I'm going to put check mark. I got that one. Now I'm going to do this one. 2 the red ones. 1, 2. And then, what do I need next, Corey? That's a minus x. Red or yellow? Red. Yeah, and I'm sorry if anybody's colorblind, because this is a problem. Okay, so we'll put it over here. Oh, I've got some more minus x's here, don't I? Let's put these together too, because then I can see what's happening easier. Okay, I like to start with the x squareds. Generally speaking, that's what we do. It's not wrong if you don't start with it. What's this going to give you? What's an x squared and a minus x squared? They kill each other off. That gives you 0. What's left? No. One of these, right? A negative x squared. Just one. Can you guys see that black? Yeah, I don't like these colors. I mean, they're kind of cool, but you get a minus x squared. That you can see. Okay. How about the x's? Any x's left over? What happens to these guys? They kill each other off. That makes sense? Okay. And how many of the ones are left? Are they positive or negative? This will help with the negative signs using algebra tiles. Otherwise, you can go through and find this. But I know that this is a problem for you. X squared minus 2x squared. That's 1, take away 2. Okay. But you guys try this. Somebody can come up and try it, or try it with your own tiles. There we go. Put that down where I can see the two together. Try that one. Put your phone away. Try that. You want to come up and do it? I want to come around and help you. Okay, Keaton, we're doing this problem. Number 1. It's just a way of visualizing. Whoops. Try that. There's a whole bunch of these to try. Wait a minute. Okay, I did 1 through 4, and then this is the next one, collecting like terms. So we have 5 more of those, but you have to practice with this. And that's all we're doing today. And we're going to build on it. And then we'll get into solving equations. Okay, Keaton, you going to come up and do this? Or are you going to do it on your own? You can do it without algebra tiles. I don't care. But I think they help. Dean. You want to go up and do it? I know you guys are making great patterns. By the way, that's what math is, patterns. I don't know why my board got messed up over break, but it did. You can rewrite this. Let's put the x squareds first. I have an x squared. Any other x squareds? I have a minus 2x squared. Then, what else we got? We got a minus 2x. Let's change colors. Okay, minus 2x plus x, keeping track of everything, minus x, and what's still left? Corey, how are you going to do this? Have you seen me at lunch today for extra help? Those of you who don't want to do it, I'm up in resource room, periods 5, and there's somebody at period 4. You can bring your work up there and work on it. And what's still left? A minus 4. Yes, you bring your lunch with you. Yeah, you can. Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will. They will. We've done this for a couple years now, for several years. They'll let you leave. Okay. So what's this going to give you? See, here's the problem. What is that going to give you? One person's engaged. That's good. What does it give you, Keaton? If you don't know, then let's draw the picture. It's an x squared, and then what are we going to do? A minus 2 of them. What does that give you? These end up giving you 0. No. It's a minus x squared that's left. No. No, but you said minus 2x. Oh, I didn't hear it. Okay. What about this? Minus 2x has 2 of these, negative. plus an x, and then minus an x. What happens to these guys? They cancel each other out. What are you left with? Negative 2x. And, okay, so I took care of these, eh? And then minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's left still? Minus 4. And that's your answer. Can you do it without the tiles? Can you add these up without the tiles? If you can't, then use the tiles. Can you do it without the tiles? It helps to see the picture. Because that looks pretty abstract, I think. I don't think I have any tiles here. Oh, yeah, I do. So you can come up here and use my board if you don't want to use the actual tiles.